ACCUSTATS Video Productions proudly presents World Class 9-Ball. I'm Bill Incardona, along with Nick Varner, where Chesapeake, Virginia plays host to a capacity crowd once again at the U.S. Open. Nick, the two players here in this feature match, Jose Parica and Buddy Hall, the winner of this match will earn a right to play Johnny Archer. The winner of that match will earn the right to play Tom Kennedy, who is the only undefeated player left in the tournament, and that will be the final. But Jose Parica, four-time Filipino champion, seven-time international champion, has been playing extremely well this week. Well, what more can you say about Buddy Hall than he's a defending champion, and he always plays well, but yet the man right there on the screen, Jose Parica, he was the fellow who sent Buddy Hall to the loser side in an earlier match in this tournament.
Yeah, I think that Buddy's going to be trying to even up a score in this tournament, Bill, and make it 1-1. That's his hope. I've always felt like winning this leg was big on these TV matches, especially if you could come with like 3 racks or something. It's such a short race that the player's he's got to beat you then 9-5, and that's almost 2-1, Billy. But it seems like in tournament play, sometime that doesn't. It seems a guy that has the tenacity to stay in there and fight still can win even if he falls behind.
Okay, Jose Parica pocketed a ball on the break, and he does have a shot on the one. It's important for Jose to run the balls on the table here to send some type of a message to Buddy that even though this is his first television match, he's come to play, he can handle the pressure. The 3 ball's positioned to the left of the 4 ball near the left-hand cushion. Now
right about the foul line.
Yeah, this seems to be the key shot of the rack coming up right now.
Very nicely done. He might have even liked to be off a couple inches there.
He has a few options here, Nick. He can draw back for the side or draw straight back for the corner.
He's coming back for the corner and he's drifting off the rail. But he may stop it, or he has a couple things he can do here. He can stop it, or he can go over to the side rail. What do you think he'll try here, Bill?
Well, you actually have to be at the table to determine, what the angle feels like, and that would suggest what you would like to do. Obviously, he was straighter in than what we see on the monitor. We felt that the angle he had, perhaps he should have went cross table and back again, but he was straighter than that, and he was able to hold the ball quite nicely.
Now here he's pointing his cue. Billy looks like he's going to bounce off the side rail and float over between the 6 and the 9 for position in the same pocket for the 6. Very nicely done. Very
nicely done indeed. Once again, attaining the correct angle on the 6 ball to come back down table for the 7. I believe I would follow this shot, Nick, and it looks like he's electing to draw it.
Yeah, I kind of like following, but you have a choice here, and well, I find no fault with that. That's just ideal.
I like that. I didn't think that he could get that much length out of the shot, and the reason I like that shot better than following now that he could get that much length, I see, is because he's coming away from the cushion opposed to going toward the cushion, therefore assuring himself that he wouldn't be shooting off the cushion. Falling a little short of the mark for the 9, but this type of a shot shouldn't create much of a problem for the shot maker that Jose Parica is, one of the best shot makers in the world. And that's how it's done. They look pretty easy. Game number 1 goes to Parica. He takes the early lead in the match, 1-0.
Well, so far, I know a lot of people that mentioned what you said earlier around the room, that they felt Buddy was a favorite here because he's had so much experience and so much success playing on TV. But if TV's bothering Jose, we certainly didn't see any of it in the first rack, Bill.
Well, that's for sure. And I would tend to believe that if you're pressured at all because of the television cameras, it would show immediately, And not necessarily at the end of the match when all the pressures come into play, but immediately, because immediately you see the cameras. You see all the things that are completely strange to you. The cameras, the cameramen walking around the table, the crane, everything. Because he's in a total different environment now out there. It's nothing like what he was been playing with all week long, And it would affect him immediately. And he seems quite comfortable out there. I have to agree with your assessment. It hadn't bothered him. It didn't bother him in the first rack, and it looks like he is able to handle it.
Well, he made that corner ball in the left pocket last time, but this time he got one kissed in the side, and he got a pretty nice layout to work with last time. Now it looks like he's maybe got a good shot on the 1. I just can't see where the 2's at on the monitor.
The 2 is near the upper right-hand corner pocket. Now the 4 ball's to the left of the 9, where the 7 is near the foot spot.
So the key is going to be the 2, 3, 4 here, going from the 2 to the 3, and then the 4 get position. He's looking to see if the 4 slides by the 9 in the same pocket he's going to play the 2 in, but looks like it doesn't go because he's up front looking at the 4.
You would almost be forced to try to go into the 4 right now if you could, to eliminate the problem. By going into the 4, he would be unlucky not to come up with a shot. But apparently the 4 must go past the 9, or else he's playing position.
Looks like he's got one of those shots, Bill, where he's going to have to take a little bit of a tough shot, a little bit of a cut shot on the 4 for the corner pocket, because he's got a shot on the 3, but not really one to break him out or anything. And he's got a little bit of a blood test. This is his first real blood test of the match on shot making.
What about the 9? Do you give the 9 a chance?
I tell you what, it does kind of look like it might be close. It looks like it's going a little toward the end rail of the pocket to me. Yeah, it went right in the pocket.
Yeah. Obviously, he felt the 9 had a real good chance because he noticed the position of the 2 ball. Had he not made the 9, he would have been locked up solidly behind the 7 with no shot on the 5. But that's not what happened. He was able to make both the 4 and the 9 and capture the second game of the match. Now he takes a 2-0 lead in the match.
So if you didn't make the 9 there, you would have needed to put high on the cue ball, Bill, so you float forward past the 9 so you don't get stuck behind the 8. But he made them both.
Like you were about to say, evidently he must have felt very strongly that the 9 was going to go in the way he cued the cue ball, because if he wouldn't have made the 9, he would have been in a lot of trouble.
The first time I noticed he made that corner ball on the left corner pocket, and the last time he got a kiss on the side, the corner ball didn't go. It'll be interesting to see what happens on this 3rd break. But he's sure off to a nice start. 2-0, race to 9. Buddy's got to play 9-6 now to win this match. That's a nice edge coming out of the blocks. That's the way I kind of like to play tournament matches. You
always want to be the player who takes the early lead, particularly with the short race to 9.
But talking about that lead, sometimes it just doesn't mean anything. I just seen Buddy Hall play on the Challenge of Champions last week, and Buddy got himself in a position where the only way he could win the tournament was win the last 5 games in a row to beat Johnny Archer. And if Johnny won 1 game, he loses out of the 5 games, and Buddy just won all 5. So
that's remarkable.
That's a remarkable finish, huh?
Mm-hmm. And that just goes to show you what type of a player Buddy Hall is. He needs to put English on this shot, or he's not going to get there. That just goes to show you what kind of a player Buddy Hall actually is. You know, it doesn't matter how far he's behind, you never can count him out of the match.
It tells you the match is not over until, if you're playing a race to 9, you better get number 9.
That's right. Johnny Archer had him 7-1 last year, and that wasn't a large enough lead.
He snookered himself behind the 3 here, and that's an unusual occurrence there, Bill. Jose, as well as he kicks at balls, missed the whole ball. That's a rarity.
So it certainly is. Jose is very adept at kicking, and it was a surprise to both Nick and I, and probably everyone else here in attendance that knows Jose, that he would have missed the entire ball, giving Buddy ball in hand.
But he was going to make that ball, not just to hit it or play safe. He was actually trying to make the 3 ball. That's why he did take a chance on missing the ball, because he had to hit it thin on the right side to make it. He wasn't just trying to play safe there.
Okay, now Buddy looks like he's fallen short of the mark. How far or how short of the mark he's fallen, we really can't tell from our vantage point. But he has fallen short of the mark.
Looks like he can swing around and play the 7 in the same pocket, Bill. Right around the 9. And Buddy's got to be pretty happy here. Going to get on the board 2-1, and he'll have the break and got a nice layout to work with here. Ball in hand to get started with. He's going to feel pretty nice about this.
Yeah, that's really ideal, you know, when you're trailing in a match 2-0 in the early goings of a match, and then you finally do come up to the table. You would like an easy shot, let alone a ball in hand. That's really what you want is ball in hand. That's exactly what he was given, ball in hand.
With a reasonable layout to run, you know, sometimes you got to go back and forth from one end rail to the next, and the speed gets to be very, very crucial. In case you fall a little off speed, you end up with either a tough shot or a tough position shot.
Yeah, and when you're behind 2-0 and you step to the table with a semi-difficult shot or a difficult shot, you know, you have to respond to the pressure then, you know, you have to. But that wasn't true when Buddy had ball in hand. Now he could work himself in a nice rhythm because he placed the cue ball anywhere he wanted. He was quite comfortable. There was no problem, you know. Now he's at the table, only trailing by 1 game, 2-1, breaking the balls.
He's staying right over there where Jose's at. He looks like he's going to break from the left side. Cues the break similar to Jose, doesn't he? And he's made a ball, and this is where the 1 ball ended up here by the counter or the nameplate of the table here right in the center, and he's either going to have a bank or a safety play here.
I'm kind of curious to see what he does. I really don't see a good safety, but of course I haven't really analyzed the situation. That
looks like to me he's trying to chip it and go up behind that row of 4 balls up in the corner pocket. He's hit it a little too thin, but he got a kiss off the ball, and he's left Jose a test. But it looks like to me the reward is great if Jose makes this 1, because he can come down table 1 rail and end up with a good shot on the 2 ball, which is on the end rail by the chalk and the 9.
Jose thins balls very, very well. He probably cuts balls as well as anyone in the world. I've noticed that about the Filipino players. They seem to be able to hit the outside of the ball very thinly. Not that time, though. He hit it much too fully and didn't get
pretty thick. He's played pretty fortunate. He snookered Buddy, and if he made it, of course the cue ball would have been in a different place if he made it.
Right, he hit it much too thickly, and had he hit it much thinner than he did, he would have been in an ideal position for the 2 possibly, but as thickly as he hit it, he was able to hook Buddy behind the 3. Ill-fated Hall's at the table kicking now at the 1. And now he comes up and kicks short like Jose. Jose was short also on his kick.
I think part of that might be this kicking. As you know, Billy, this table, this cloth has never been played on. This is almost brand new. They put up practically a new cloth for him to play. They're not playing on the old cloth. I just wonder if that's maybe playing a part in these kicks here.
It may be, but one would think with a new cloth maybe the angles should play longer, though.
But not if you shoot hard.
But if you shoot hard, they play shorter? Well, I have to...
Of course, Jose hit his kick easy where Buddy hit his hard.
Right. So that's kind of confusing now. Jose played position for the combination opposing instead of playing position for the 2, which was a very intelligent shot, because playing position for the 2, the 3 is to the right of the 2, he would have been hard-pressed to stay down table for the 3. Now all he needs to do now is pocket the combination, and he has automatic position on the 2.
Yeah, that was really, you hit the nail on the head, Billy. Playing the combination allows him to have such a good position here on the 2 ball, where if he goes the other way, it would have been hard to play position on the 3 and stay down table.
And it's little decisions like that that determine the winners of matches. And Jose is a very intelligent and experienced player.
Okay, if the 7 goes by the 9, it looks like he'll just draw back to the left here.
Yeah, it definitely goes by the 9. And he seems very comfortable. The shot that he was left with after he broke the balls for the 3rd time, he was straight in on, I believe it was the 2 ball. I didn't think he had a real good chance to play position for the 3. He tried to do it by drawing the ball, and he wasn't able to attain a shot on the 3. That's when he kicked and missed the entire ball. But other than that, he's been playing perfectly.
Well, you know, I do remember playing in a tournament over in Japan where it was an awful big tournament. I think first place was 40,000, and he played, ended up playing Ephraim Reyes, who's from the Philippines also. And in that match, Jose, and it was, I think, on Japanese television, and it was a big match for a lot of money. And Jose really played just marvelous. He just played flawless, and that's what we're seeing here in terms of if anything's bothering him. I certainly haven't seen it so far.
No,
he's playing awful good.
And there's Mike Siegel. He's the color commentator, along with Barry Tompkins for ESPN. They're up there in the booth. He always plays with his mustache, Mike, huh? Look at him. And this match will be aired on ESPN, so watch out. Look for it on ESPN. And there's Paul Brienza. He's coordinating the timeouts when, from the floor to Kevin Cusick, who is in the truck outside of the facility here at the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia. A distinguished-looking older man, Paul, very handsome. What do you think?
He looks intent and thought there, doesn't he, Bill? Paul, he's concentrating hard.
Yeah, look
like
at him. All right, Paul. Okay, we're back in action. Ball gave the signal. Let's roll them. And Jose's now at the table preparing to break the balls in rack number 4. He leads 3-1. Once again, the wing ball.
The corner ball, and look where this one's coming. Boy, what a nice layout this is, huh?
Love this layout.
The 1 to the 2 to the 3 the 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. It's what's the score? 3-1.
3-1.
And it looks like it's going to be 4-1 here. Looks like to me here what I'd be thinking about on this 2 is try to come in and not get too much angle on the 3. I'd want to fall close to straight on that side because he is a little thin going in there. So I'd like to come back over the spot if that's possible from this angle.
You want to stay on top of the nine like he's done. You don't ever want to go around the 9 because you can fall short of the 3 that way. You can strange things can happen. And he can, even if he has more of an angle than you would want, he can come cross table for a shape on the 4 in the lower right-hand corner pocket.
Or the side. He's got 2 good pockets to play position on by falling full on the ball. That's what I like. He's really, looks like to me, he's making all the right choices on this position play. Okay,
now here's a shot here coming up that he would like to get straight in on the 6, but the side pocket maybe will preclude him from doing that because he's going to draw across table, possibly short of the side or just straight across. He's electing to keep an angle on the 6 and go down to the bottom cushion and back up for the 7. So therefore, that's probably the more intelligent way of playing it. If he would have tried to get straight in on the ball, maybe something funny may have happened. But with the excellent speed that he has out there this evening.
Good speed there now. He just, there was such great speed there because if you fall a little bit short or long on that shot, it gets a little tougher, Bill. Here you just pocket the ball, come across, bounce off, and he's just playing textbook, just playing it according to the textbook so far, isn't he?
He certainly is. That's game number 5, which goes to Jose Parica. As we can see, he takes the lead in the last mile by the score of 4 games to 1.
Well, so much for maybe the TV lights might bother Jose, huh?
Jose Parica, 4 times Filipino champion, 7 times international champion. Very quickly, I'll just read some of the championships he's won in our country. He's won the Clyde Children's World Open in 1988. In 1986, he's won, it was in 86. In 86, he also won the Classic Cup 5. In 86, he won the Great American 9-Ball Championship in Sacramento. In 88, the Salsa Plaza International Open, that was in Japan. Gandhi Open 9-Ball Championship, that was also in Japan. The World Pro 9-Ball Championship in Tokyo, Japan. And he goes on and on and on, so he's won numerous amount of titles. This man has a lot of experience, and he's proven in the past that he knows how to win.
Well, that corner ball went right in again. Now this time the one hit the point of the side and went back down table. Now this time he doesn't appear to have a shot on the one. He looks like maybe a push out may come into play here, Bill.
Buddy's certainly relieved that he didn't come up with a shot. He already trails 4-1, and really he can't afford to fall behind much farther than 4-1 and expect to win the match. But of course, he has fallen behind farther than 4-1 against players like Johnny Archer and come back to win the match. So therefore, he has the definitely has the capacity and the ability to come back and win from a large deficit. But he would rather not. What do you think Jose has in mind pushing to this position? Drawing the cue ball to the right and trying to position it behind the two?
Well, I think that's one possibility. Maybe chipping the one and coming around 2 rails and trying to get behind the ball here might be another one with the one floating down by the 9. Buddy tried a real aggressive shot there. It looks like he thought he had a free shot on the 9 on a 1 rail bank. That was a pretty good shot. I kind of like the result, Bill.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. He got good results, not leaving Jose an offensive shot, suffering very little consequence after missing the 9. Jose's looking to come from behind the 9 in hopes that after contacting, the 1, in hopes that after contacting the 1, he sticks the cue ball right in the position where the 1 is, sending the 1 back down the table. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I kind of like this shot, especially he's got an awful good chance to snooker Buddy.
He didn't get deeply enough behind it to stop the cue ball, but he got rewarded in the respect that, hey, Buddy doesn't really have a pocket to the right, but he does have a pocket on the left. But the problem here is the position of the 2 ball.
Yeah, it's on the opposite end, and Buddy's going to just push the 1 down to the end rail, and he played a real nice.
Such a soft touch, big man. He's such a beautiful player to watch because, he's very big in stature, but yet he's able to hit the balls very softly and with accuracy.
Yeah, his cue ball speed is really superb. I don't know anybody that excels at that part of the game better than Buddy Hall.
And that's just one of the reasons why Buddy Hall is the player that he is. Certainly has passed the test of time. He's been around for a long time. He's been playing world-class speed the entire time. He's just a remarkable player. Well, there's another kick that Parica fell short on.
That's 3 times he kicked short there. They've had 3 kicks in this match so far, and all 3 of them they missed the ball on the short side. And I know Buddy's happy with that one.
Yeah, he certainly is. Ball in hand with the 1 and 9, right beside one, and went straight into the corner pocket. Even myself, I could have made that shot. After game number 6, Buddy Hall now only trails by 2 games in the match, 2 games to 4. Johnny Archer's waiting in the wings for the winner of this match, and as I mentioned earlier in the telecast, that Johnny Archer played Tom Kennedy for the hot seat, and Tom Kennedy from Lakeland, Florida, a relatively unknown player, but nonetheless effective, I might add, at least not yesterday, beat Johnny Archer. Now he's waiting for the survivor amongst the 3 players that are left in the tournament beside himself. That's Buddy Hall, Jose Parica, and Johnny Archer. Johnny's been really the hot player on the tour, winning virtually every tournament he's been entering, and I was really surprised, along with everyone else here in attendance, that Tom Kennedy from Lakeland, Florida, was able to defeat Johnny. But of course, Tom Kennedy defeated Jose Parica, and he also defeated Jim Rimpey, and just a whole slew of really strong players.
Well, he's had to play great this tournament to end up undefeated in a tournament like this U.S. Open. The field's so tough. Buddy came up dry. He didn't make a ball on the break that time, and the cue ball is right next to the 1 here.
And another thing is that if you notice that not only did he not make a ball on the break, but this time, but the last time he broke the balls, he made a ball on the break, but it was a type of a ball that maybe he had to earn. It wasn't the wing ball, the ball that Jose Parica's been making with regularity on the break. So therefore, that could prove to be quite damaging to Buddy, not being able to make the wing ball like Jose has been.
Well, if that continues to be the precedent, Buddy better keep breaking, because if Jose makes a corner ball and he does it, I think it's going to be a long afternoon for Buddy.
But I think the next time we watch Buddy break the balls, he's gonna probably go to another position on the table to break from, because he wants that wing ball to start going in, because Parica's making it on the break and he's not. I feel that he's going to want to
play there. That was a nice safety in Buddy, because it looks like to me he's got Jose kicking again, and let's see if one of them hits the ball in a kick shot.
Yeah, Jose's kicking percentage hasn't been that attractive or appealing or that good up to this point of the match.
This is probably the toughest kick of them all coming up here. Looks like he's going to go straight at it one rail. Well, unless he hits the point of the side here and comes backwards, I'll be surprised if he don't put this ball in action. I mean, put it in motion here with some speed. Hit it real thin and got a kiss in the corner pocket. And Buddy might get another short rack game here with ball in hand. He may make the one, drift down for that 2-9 combination. And he's got a couple of nice games, short games here, Bill, where he's hasn't had to run many balls here and get back in the match.
That 2-9 combination looks mighty appealing if I were Buddy, but of course I'm not. But nevertheless, he sees it, he likes it. Looks like he's going to play position for the 2-9 combination.
Main thing here is speed. He wants the ball real close to the end rail, within about a ball, and it looks like he just floated down ideal speed, where the key to playing these combinations is where you can hit this first ball close to the center. At least that's what I always try to do when I'm playing position for those combinations.
Well, that's very noteworthy. In the meantime, that was game number 7 that goes to Buddy Hall, who now only trails in the match by 1 game, with the score being 3 games Hall, 4 games Parica. Now there's Paul Brienza out of his chair again, and he's motioning to Barry Thompson and Mike Siegel. Now he's looking over here. I guess he's the fellow that more or less directs the things on the floor right now. He says when play resumes and when they stop for commercials or whatever. I think I'm changing my mind about how good looking he was, or he is. I mean,
well, when you talk about good looking, Bill, I'm usually talking about girls. But
I'm just trying to razz Paul, that's all. All right, we're back in action. I thought
he got the 5 on the side. He missed that corner ball again, and he's come up, I believe, with the possibility to make this one here, but it's a long, tough shot, Bill.
I believe that I thought that he perhaps would have changed position for the break, and he didn't. But in the meantime, I guess he's glad that he didn't. The 2 ball rests near the upper right-hand corner pocket, the 3 to the left of the 1. I believe he has enough room to pocket the 1. Now the ball to the right over there, that's the 8 ball, and it looks like a pretty big ball. He may go into the 8, and if he happens to go into the 8 and pocket the 1, he may fall short of position for the 2. So he has to be concerned with that.
Boy, hit that ball.
He wanted to make sure that he got around the 8 ball with the cue ball. I think that kind of like preoccupied he was preoccupied with the thought of the 8 ball, and
I believe he's falling right in the middle, where Jose can go right in the middle here, and Jose just got to clear those 2 balls right in front of the 1, and he's got a pretty good shot on the 2 unless he comes too far. And then he's got a rail first shot, which is not too bad.
No, the rail first is fine, and I do believe that he even gotten down table far enough to go directly into the 2. But the rail first puts him long up the side cushion, and the 6 ball then becomes a big ball.
Yeah, it did turn out to be important there that he didn't have to go to the rail for the position factor. Well, he's maybe left himself
a little farther from the 4 than I would have liked, or you would have liked to have been.
I would have liked to have been maybe up at the side, but at least he doesn't have to do basically anything except pocket the 4 here, the position he's coming across. He came a little short again, Bill.
Right, and that's due to the length. He left himself on the 4. He wasn't able to judge the speed that well. If the 7 wouldn't have been blocking the pocket, that distance would have been acceptable because then he would have played position for the lower left-hand corner pocket with the 6.
Well, Jose missed that shot. That's a big missed opportunity in a short race like this to give up a game in this spot. It's 4-3 right now, isn't it? And it could have been 5-3 Jose, and now it's going to be 4-4. That's a big difference there.
Yes, it is. It could have been very easily, and it should have been 5-3 Parica breaking the balls. Now it's going to be tied up. It looks that way, at least.
Well, you never know what's going to be a turning point of the match, but that very well could prove to be the turning point.
It looks like he's got a slight angle on the 8 where he can just draw it back, playing shape for the pocket to the right.
Looks like Buddy's going to tie the match.
And Buddy does tie the match after game number 8. It's Buddy Hall 4 and Jose Parica. Well, I don't know if the pressure has gotten to Jose because I didn't particularly care for the position he played on the 4. I thought perhaps he should have drawn the ball back another foot or so closer to the 4, which would have enabled him then to play much more accurate or precise position for the 6. He elected to, take the long shot on the 4. I didn't like it. You didn't like it, and it ended up
he was pretty
him.
close to the 3. See, he was pretty
Right.
close to the 3. He was 2.5, maybe 3 feet at the most from the 3. Maybe not even any further than about 2 feet. And he came up a little short, and I think that's the reason he got fell on the 50-yard line on the 6 ball. There is because that extra distance. Where if he would have got back further, he might have even been able to come across one rail for the side pocket.
Yeah, he would have had a few options had he gotten back closer to the 4 because he would have been able to control the cue ball with much more accuracy. But the length of the shot that he had on the 4 dictated that he had to go cross table, play position for the 6 in the lower right-hand corner. He fell short of the mark and ended up costing him because he ended up missing the 6. And naturally, Buddy Hall, the opportunist that he is, took advantage of it. And that just tied up. There goes the corner ball.
There went the corner ball, and it looked like Buddy caught those a little more square and a little bit more speed. Looked like his speed was harder. He hit those balls really square that time.
The position of the 2 ball is at the other end of the table, and the angle that he has on the 1 may create a problem for him. He doesn't have what I feel is a natural angle on the 1 to get back down the table comfortably for the 2. If he draws it, it looks like he may even draw it into the 7 or possibly into the. Now that I look at it from this angle, it looks better.
Well, one thing, this 1, he don't want to overcut this 1 too much. He wants to catch this as full as he can so he can come between that 5 and 6. Because now, see, he got that ball in clean, but he had to rely upon a kiss to get position, and it didn't have to turn out that good.
No, it didn't. I thought perhaps that he may go into the 7 or possibly the 3 shooting that shot. He did go into the 3, but it aided him in position on the 2. And it didn't have to turn out like that, as Nick mentioned.
I bet his heart was fluttering when he started coming toward them balls. I don't think that cue ball took off in the direction he had planned for it.
Or at least not wanted it to take off in that direction. But despite that, he was able to attain a great shot on the 2. This is questionable. What man found its way in the
He
pocket?
rode that ball. I was thinking about maybe kind of stroking it in and bouncing off the side rail. He elected to roll it. Kind of interesting, that choice.
Well, as you mentioned before, he's so accurate with that soft touch that he has that he feels comfortable shooting that type of a shot in that fashion. Or perhaps you or someone else, and myself also, I would like to ensure the accuracy of the shot by hitting it with a firmer speed. But Buddy Hall, he has that soft touch and he's very accurate. He feels really comfortable, shooting balls with that type of a speed. This is game number 9.
Yeah, because pocketing the ball was the whole key there. There was any place you could be to make the 4. Was a good angle almost, and you just had to make the 3 ball there. So
right.
Any way you can was what the key was, and You know, he's coming up one rail and looks like real good speed to me.
Absolutely,
looks like
perfectly,
ideal. He's
yeah.
on the right side of the ball where he can just pull up and play that 9 ball in that right corner pocket.
Once again, he shows us what excellent speed he does have with the cue ball by getting close enough to the 7 and with the proper angle where there's no chance of making a mistake. And that's the way he likes it. And that's the way he plays. That's his brand of 9 ball, close to the ball with the right angle. That's what's kept him alive all these years, and he is really a remarkable man. He certainly has passed the test of time.
Well, his cue ball speed is just second to none. And also about cue ball speed, you have to hit the pocket awful precise to begin with to have good cue ball speed. If you're not hitting the part of the pocket that you're originally planning on, you're not going to end up with the white ball in the spot you're planning on either. So you also have to hit the pocket exactly in the part of pocket you're trying to hit it to have good speed.
And there's Q-Master Billiards, their banner at Barry and Berman's Q-Master Billiards, and Brunswick Billiards are co-sponsors of the U.S. Open. Barry Berman does a fine job, well, an outstanding job each and every year here in Chesapeake, Virginia.
See if he gets that corner ball again, Bill.
Yeah, he's gotten it again.
It went in. I think it went in with a kiss that time. But
now the one hit the point.
Possession.
Yeah, the one hit the point and came back. Had the one fallen in the side, he would have had a tough shot on the 2, because the 2 rests on the right-hand cushion with the 3 blocking the pocket, and the 3 cannot be made with a billiard, it looks like, because the 2 is frozen, or else it would have been very, very difficult for him to play that type of a shot.
You know, where I'd like to be here is right where that dark ball is to the right of his hand, his watch there. That's ideally where I'd like to be on this combination, but that ball's kind of right in the way. But see, he's trying to work out the angle. Close to that same angle.
Right. Play rail first with the 2 ball and hopes to pocket the 3 on the combination.
Well, here, if he goes rail first off the 3, he may end up playing the 2 over in this left pocket, possibly, you think? Or has he got more angle than that?
I think he's going to hit it with some speed. The 2 is going to leave the... No, he hit it and played it exactly the way you thought that he liked. And once again, it took a very soft touch. They hit it with accuracy and the speed to keep the 2 in play for the lower left-hand corner pocket, the upper left-hand corner pocket.
Well, I think that was a case where, for me, I always like to hit the ball firmer, but I think that's a case where you're stuck with playing it easy.
Now this is a difficult shot. Also, he has to dig down and come down table and stay on this side of the table so we can clear the 7. I don't know. He may have fallen a little short of his mark here. It's kind of marginal whether or not he's gotten down table far enough.
On this ball underneath the 8. Huh?
Right.
Oh, I thought he was playing for the 5.
You know, I thought perhaps he may have gone completely down table and back up again slightly on that shot, making sure he cleared the 7.
Buddy looks like he may be going to play safe here, but I thought he might elect to bank this cross corner, but he's going for the... He's going to make Jose come with a good shot to win this game. I thought he might draw around 2 rails and try to play the 5 in this corner pocket on the left, bottom corner pocket, but he's elected to make Jose earn this game.
Okay, Jose does have a bank to the upper right-hand corner pocket, and it looks like there may even be a built-in safety with this shot. Not a guaranteed safety by any means, but of course, if he's able to swing the cue ball around the 7 with the correct speed, if he happens to miss the 4, there's a chance that Buddy may step to the table without a shot. And he hit it with good speed to do that. Now notice that the 8 ball would have possibly blocked the shot for Buddy had he missed it. He hit it with a perfect speed, but he hit it so accurately, he pocketed the back, and he's glad of that. Now he's at the table looking to tie up this match. This is an awkward angle. He has to work a little bit to get out here.
Yes, he does. He's going to maybe hit this with some speed here. No, he just, is a 7 here on the left?
7's down on the...
He just made sure he got to the 7, and now he's got a natural angle. He basically just has to pocket the 7 to swing around 2 rails, and he could even go for the... He's going for the corner pocket, and it looks like the match is going to be knotted up again, Bill. Yeah, he didn't get fancy on the 5 ball.
Taking a little more time.
What he did? Yeah, I think after he missed that 6th ball, I think it got his attention.
Yeah, it certainly did. Certainly did. Game number 10. It goes to Jose Parica Among from the Philippines, who now ties up the match at 5 games apiece.
Well, the play's just been absolutely great in this match, hasn't it, Bill?
It certainly
It's been a
has.
pleasure to watch it.
It certainly
players
has.
are playing so good.
And there was a match that preceded this match between Robin Bell and Ava Mataya for the championship of the women's division, which Robin Bell won. And if you have a chance to watch that tape, call Pat Fleming at ACCUSTATS and ask him about that tape. I'm sure he'll send it to you. That was a great match, and Robin Bell played superbly throughout the entire match, and I was really impressed with the women's play. Ava Mataya also played well, but she fell a little short. But the play here, Nick, like you mentioned, has been really superb.
Well, I'd like to say that this is the U.S. Open is the oldest tournament on our professional tour, and because it's been here so many years, I think this is the 17th annual tournament, and it's always a pleasure to come here and play in Norfolk because the crowds are just so great here. They are knowledgeable fans. They've been watching this tournament for years and years, and they really follow this tournament closely.
Well, they certainly do. Okay, all of a sudden, Jose Parica is the man who has neglected or failed to pocket the wing ball, but he was able to pocket the 3 on the side. The position of the 2 now is down table to the left of the 9 and to the right and slightly behind the 6, which, and the angle that he has on the 1 at least suggests to me that he's going to have a difficult time. He's going to be hard-pressed attaining a shot on the 2.
Well, so often happens in 9 ball. He's got an easy shot on the 1 to make the 1, but the position is really difficult. And
is he going to thread the needle? He brushes the 2 here. Oh, my. Oh, my. What is this? Oh, my goodness. Goodness. Oh.
And you can tell the crowd like that.
Oh, save me, please. I don't want to play this man.
Well, we've been talking about Buddy's cue ball control, and Jose gave us a little taste of some cue ball control there himself.
And as you turned to look at me, what did he do? He pocketed the 2 and brushed the 4. Brushed the 4 as he was trying to go around the 4. Now he's found himself in back of the 4 with no shot.
Well, it looks like to me, if there's no hole where it looks like to me, he's got to try to play some kind of safe here to me. It looks like all the shots are too risky to me.
Looks like he can follow into the 8 and the 7 softly, shooting the 2 ball into the 6. Now, there's a chance that the 2 may go into the 6 and off of the 9. He may pocket the 2 balls. Well, he has to be careful. Well, he took care of that problem, and now he's gotten Buddy behind the 7 and the 8, and he has to kick. But naturally, Jose would have much rather preferred running out and clearing the 4, but he brushed the 4, put himself in a jam, but was able to play a very good safety on Buddy.
Buddy usually elects to kick pretty firm in these spots. I noticed that he'll probably hit this ball real square,
and once again, you were correct with your prediction.
And I tell you what, he's left Jose with a real long, difficult shot here. He's left him close to the rail, and Jose is in a position where I don't think there's any safety here. I think he's going to have to come with this 4.
No question about it. He's going to definitely go for the pocket here, and I believe the cue ball is far enough from the cushion to where he can bridge comfortably, and mainly that's his concern because he's such a great shot maker. Now, if the cue ball was closer to the cushion, it would have presented or created more of a problem for him.
Yeah, I thought he had to shoot over the rail, not out of the pocket here, but he does. It's still not an easy shot, but if that cue ball was over another 2 inches, that shot got a lot tougher.
But I've watched Jose play now for about 6 or 7 years, and I'm so impressed with his ability to come with difficult shots consistently. He's a tremendous shot maker, and in my opinion, one of the best shot makers in the world today. I don't think you can disagree with that.
No, I certainly wouldn't disagree with that statement.
This is game number 11. Jose and Hall are knotted up at 5 games apiece. I believe that's the score at 5 apiece, and correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, we can't see the score. Our vantage point is behind the bleachers. We're working off a monitor, and we're unable to see the score.
Well, I believe this game, Billy, will put Jose Paul back into the lead, 6-5, I believe, if he pockets the 9.
And one might ask, well, why don't you bring a pen into the booth?
Here, Billy.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Help yourself, buddy.
The score, Parica 6, Paul 5.
And that voice, if you heard that, that was the voice of Pat Fleming. He's the tournament director. And he has mentioned that the score is indeed Parica 6 and Hall 5. It's been a pretty interesting matchup at this point, Nick. Very close also, even though Parica jumped out to a 4-1 lead. Buddy caught up quickly and tied it up at 4 apiece. Now it was Jose 5.
I tell you what, the cameraman's following this Pat Fleming pretty close. It looks like Pat's going over for some refreshments here. He's eating and we're not.
That was Roger Griffith. Nick and I are sitting very close together here watching the monitor. There's a group of people behind us that are trying to see the monitor, and we're like right in front of the monitor, so they wanted to separate us so that they look through the gap. Okay. I didn't notice what happened, Nick, on the break. Did Jose
made
the one ball
in the side that time, and I can't tell here, but whether he can cut the 2 in the corner, if he's got a bank shot on it, or if he's going to play say. It looks like this shot there may be a lot of options.
Looks like he has a bank on the ball. He's going to try to draw into the 9 now.
I believe he can cut it in. He's looking like he's trying to cut it in and bump these balls out of the way, maybe, or else play a safe, one of the 2. He just moved to 4 right on out. But I tell you what, he may have to hit this 3 hard because of this angle and those balls in the way to the left, unless he can go between them or something, because the 5's back up here in the middle of the table with the 6, but about where the 3's at right now. It looks like the key here is going to be 4 to the 5.
Well, he didn't take his time on that shot.
I think he might have looked up on that shot even, Bill.
Yes, right. But he really didn't suffer much of a consequence missing the ball because, look, if you notice, the 3 ball is behind 2 or 3 balls, and Buddy doesn't have a shot, so therefore he hasn't left Buddy an offensive shot, but Buddy is at the table with a chance. Jose should have pocketed the 3 ball. He missed it so badly, one would think that he really wasn't paying much attention to the pocketing the ball. He was more concerned about playing position, or I don't know, but he really missed it badly. But in the meantime, the consequence wasn't, at least not at this point, wasn't that bad for Jose. Now let's find out how badly it hurt him. Now Buddy made an excellent kick shot. It looks like he may have hooked Jose. Jose may be able to see a portion of the 3, but I don't believe he can see enough of the 3 to pocket it in the lower right-hand corner.
He may have to cut it in this left-hand pocket or chip it, and maybe it's going to be hard to chip this ball and play safe, though, because you can't get down table, I don't think. I think he may have to go for this and just hope the white ball maybe runs into the 5 and 6 or goes around him and comes around 3 rails. I think he's just going to try to concentrate, I think, maybe on just making the 3 and hope he gets something afterwards. No, he chipped it, and he did get underneath those balls. He didn't snooker him, but he left him a hard shot where he doesn't have to get position after he makes this shot. He's got him close to the end rail, and there's if he elects to try to pocket this ball, there may be no reward in doing so.
And our viewers that support ACCUSTATS, you can go back on the tape and take a look at that shot. It was really a great shot. He had to hit it very, very, very thinly, and that's what he did, and he had to hit it with a very soft speed, which made that shot much more difficult. He executed it perfectly. Buddy Hall's at the table with a very, very difficult situation.
It looked like it was so hard to hit that ball thin enough to clear this 5 and 6. So.
Okay, Buddy missed the 3 ball. It's understandable. He had a very difficult shot, and now he's left Jose a very long shot on the 3. Jose shouldn't have any problem pocketing this ball with his ability to pocket balls. He'll then force the 2 cushions probably around the 4 or into the 4 maybe. Or do you see him drawing the ball?
I think I would just try to draw it and clear the 4 and bounce out. Of course, who knows what the real angle is, but on the monitor, that's what it looks like to me.
That's ideal, Nick. That's absolutely ideal. He's on the right side of the 4 ball, very close to it. He can play position for the 5 in the lower left-hand pocket. That's the pocket that he wanted to play shape for. He's absolutely in a perfect line on the 4.
Yeah, he fell just if he got to place it with his hand, that's where he would have put it, Bill.
That's right. That's exactly where he would have put the ball. This will put him.
This will give him a 2-game lead, and it's going to put pressure on Buddy once again to come through at the end of the game.
But how many times in the past has Buddy been asked to respond to the challenge and came through? How many times?
I'd hate to guess that number.
It's really hard to discount Buddy.
That's
You can't
too high
count
a
him out.
number for us to be talking about today, Bill. This next break is a very big one for Jose, because if he can break and come up with a shot, Bill, that puts him on the hill.
Parica 7, hole 5.
Okay, I think the last time or two, Parica broke the balls. He didn't make the wing ball, something that he was making with regularity earlier in the match.
Yeah, the last time, yeah. I think the one went aside. He missed a corner ball.
And he really hasn't been opening the balls up well. If you notice, his racks have been quite congested.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He drew down to kick out the 2 a while ago, and they were all kind of there together. They're not moving too much. They're staying clustered, which makes it hard to get a shot to run in.
But I don't know if that favors either of these 2 players, because they're both such great technicians at the table. You know, they work themselves around balls so beautifully. I think Buddy has elected to take a break.
Out, they figure to be able to play position.
But how many times can you ask it of yourself? Keep coming back, coming back, and coming back. Like maybe he thrives on situations like this, huh?
Well, evidently he does.
Huh?
Evidently, it brings out the best in his game.
How you doing up there? Can I get you anything? Drink or anything?
That's one of the few times Jose hasn't made a ball in this match.
The balls are spread quite nicely on the table, but he does have a long combination, but fortunately the 1 and the 6 are close enough together to make it a little more simple, considering the distance between the cue ball and the 1 ball. The 6 is very close to the 1, so therefore he doesn't have to be that accurate with the hit, and the 6 is very close to the corner pocket.
Well, he does for position, I think.
Body English today.
Jumped on that one, didn't he? Literally.
Yeah.
He got the right leg kick on that one.
Okay, the 2 balls positioned in front of the upper right-hand corner. The 3 is to the right of the screen.
Now notice how nice and deep he come down here, where some players end up thin on this too, and they got a big problem staying in line. But because of his good speed, he can come down without the fear of being snookered behind the 9, and now all he has to do is bounce off. See, that's big. That
Absolutely.
position he played on that 3 ball there as far as running this rack of balls. If he
Absolutely.
falls thin on the 2, he's got a good chance not to get on that 3 ball.
That's exactly right, Nick. And his ability to get close to the object ball certainly pays dividends. I mean, it pays off so much and so many times for Buddy Hall.
Now, where would you try to go here, Billy? There's some options on what you do on this 5-ball now to go to the 7. The 7's the ball on the end rail.
And he's going to come back. He would like to get straight in on the 5.
Now, if he can hit the side rail, I think it's ideal, but he's got to be careful here.
Of hitting the point.
Yeah.
He might hit the point.
Back.
A couple things can go wrong here. One is hitting the point, and the other is scratch.
Or getting snookered.
And snookered. Now, because of the possibility of scratching, he may let up on his stroke a little bit and fall short of the mark. He didn't do that. Did he hit it with enough speed?
Tell you what, he got dangerously close to being corner hooked here.
If he may even be corner hooked here.
I don't see him in sight, so something tells me there's trouble here.
Well, now we see him in sight. Rick Bowling has him on our monitor right now, as we can see on television. There's Buddy, and it looks like that he has corner hooked himself, and he disgustedly throws up his hands, and he says, why did that have to happen? But of course, that's the risk you take when you have to draw straight back down the table and attain a shot in a small area, because he had to just get into a small area down there for the 7. That was a real big shot for Buddy. It's a critical game. He already trails by 2 games, 5-7. It's a relatively short race to 9, and he really couldn't afford to fall any farther behind. And it looks like he's done exactly what he didn't want to do, and that's to fall another game behind and put Parica on the hill. Yeah, when he got the angle on the 5, the drawback for the 7, we realized what could possibly go wrong with the shot. He could have hit the point of the side pocket, which would have created a problem for him. He could have hooked himself behind the 8, which would have created a problem for him. So to avoid both of those things from happening, he had to make sure he put a good stroke on the 5 and came straight back. And he came too far back and almost scratched, but he ended up corner hooking himself. It turned out was just as bad as a scratch, because he fouled in his attempt to hit the 7.
Yeah, I think Billy, would have liked to stopped maybe 4 or 5 inches sooner than he did, where he could either draw down close to the 7 in front of the 8, or went 2 rails back and forth and fell between the 7 and the 8. I think he would have preferred to have a little more angle. Now, Jose has made a couple balls here.
Well, you know,
the last ball rolling seems to have stopped in a bad place for Jose.
like it usually does when you're on the hill.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, personally, it looks like he's got a pretty good. Of course, the kicking game's been a little suspect this match, but normally I'd say that the 2-ball Jose would make this kick here. And he's coming around right toward the 3. And it looks like to me Buddy Hall's got a big problem on winning this match.
The 4 is to the left of the monitor, near the side pocket. And it looks like he's got a pretty good angle on the 3. He could either force it over for position for the corner or force it forward for position on the side. He elected to go forward, which the angle actually dictated that he would have to go forward. He didn't have enough angle to come back. He's got a nice shot on the 4. The 5's in a good position. The 7 to the left of the cue ball. The 8 in front of the corner pocket. I don't see what could possibly go wrong here.
He's got a miss from here. Something he don't plan on. Because
I don't think there's much hope for Buddy from this position.
a miscue or a miss is the only thing I see, and those are extremely unusual. Because he's not taking any chances here.
Well, that was the shot that he needed to make because he had to like softly roll it. Well, it's Jose Parica who earns the right to play Johnny Archer, who then the victor will then earn the right to meet Tom Kennedy in the finals here at the U.S. Open. Well, Jose Parica played awfully well. He did make a few errors, but that's understandable considering the pressure out there with the TV cameras on you, and his first time he's played on television. I think it's the first time he's played on ESPN. Is that correct?
I played him on ESPN Results in '86. So it's not the first time.
Well, he did respond well to the pressures, and he defeated Buddy Hall with a score of 9 games in 5.
That 5 turned to be a big shot in the match, and turned out to be Buddy's last opportunity.
Right. Well, I don't believe we're going to do an interview because I think that Jose's going to have to go right back and play Johnny. So